everybody, today is episode number 7 of Dining In with Adrian, and today we are going to make a tried and true tested staple of Tex-Mex cuisine. What is that? It's Barbacoa. Barbacoa has been enjoyed virtually every Sunday with my family since as far back as I can remember. Okay, so maybe this is one of those dishes that you should really try first before you really know what's in it. In fact, actually, that's what my parents actually told me the first time I ate barbacoa. So what did I do? I ate it, didn't learn what it was, and since that day, I've never looked back. Unfortunately though, for those that have never been experienced to barbacoa, you guys will not have the luxury of, going in blind. But rest assured, this South Texas beef favorite will become one of your favorite meals at first bite. What I've done in the past is I've taken barbacoa tacos to work, which were a huge hit with the office and even more loved at home. But with this easy to follow recipe, you guys too can handcraft beautifully executed and seasoned barbacoa tacos whenever you guys would like. So what are you gonna need? Today what you're gonna need is 2 pounds of cachete de res, 3 pounds of pescuezo de res, half of an onion, 2 garlic cloves, 1 bay leaf, 2 teaspoons of basil, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of ground oregano, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 2 cups of beef broth and water combined, and 1.5 tablespoons of seasoned salt or just regular salt. As I mentioned, folks, cooking barbacoa is somewhat of a tedious process, but thanks to the Power Pressure Cooker XL, we're literally going to be cooking these beautiful, beautiful slabs of meat for just 2 hours. So what is barbacoa exactly? Well, barbacoa can be used either with the cheek, it can be used with the tongue, the head itself, brain, eyeballs, and the throat. What we're going to be using today, and I'm sorry for that, but what we're going to be using today is going to be a cleaned up portion of the cheek, and we're going to be using a lot of the throat. The reason why we're going to be using these cuts of meat instead of using the tongue or brain is because those pieces of meat are a lot more expensive nowadays than using just cuts of pieces of the throat or even just a clean piece of the cachete or the cheek. So what I ended up doing was getting the cachete, cleaning up a lot of that fat off, because a little bit of fat inside barbacoa is great, but too much could really be a burden. We're going to cook this down for 2 hours inside of the Power Pressure Cooker XL, in which case after that time we'll have had enough time to break down this meat to a perfect consistency for your barbacoa tacos. So let's get this process going. First step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my lid and I'm going to incorporate my water and my beef broth. That right there is going to give us a great base just to have at the bottom. So let me go ahead and put this inside. And you can feel free to go ahead just a little bit over the 2 cup mark, or you can use 3 cups if you'd like. But for today, because we are going to be using about 5 pounds of cachete and the throat, we're going to use 2 cups, actually just a little bit over the 2 cups of a beef broth and water mixture. Next up, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to incorporate our onions and garlic, and it's really easy too because this is just going to be, of course, floating at the top. But once we put down our meat, it's going to be great once it's broken down. Now that we've got our beef broth, our onion, and our garlic inside of here, next up is going to be the spices. And literally all that I'm going to do is just dump these guys inside. I'm going to go ahead once I put in the meat, give it a nice little mix. But for now, all of our spices, voila. Okay, so now that our seasoning, our onions, our garlic, and our beef broth and water are all sitting nice and cozy at the bottom, give it a nice little mix around. Before we really start putting our meat down, I like to put in the cachete first because it is a lot thicker. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in first. Right there at the bottom. That's going to be wonderful. And I also do have a couple other pieces of cachete too that I'm going to go ahead and incorporate there at the bottom because we really want to make sure that that's broken down properly. So that's already in. Let me go ahead and keep on incorporating the rest of our meat. Alright, now that we have all of our meat inside, I like to go ahead and just mix it up with my hands just a little bit just to make sure that everything gets incorporated very, very well. Remember, with the Power Pressure Cooker XL, this uses steam, so it's recommended that you use at least 3/4 of a cup of liquid, in which case today we're going to be using a full 2 cups. Now, what's going to be wonderful about this is I do have some meat sticking up, of course, but the way that the Power Pressure Cooker XL is going to break this down within a 2-hour time frame, it's going to allow everything just to get compressed and brought down to the way it needs to be. So let me go ahead, take off my gloves, put on the lid. Now that I've placed my meat inside and I have my lid on my vessel, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press the chicken meat setting, in which case I'm going to max it out to the well. the well wild position. That's going to cook it down for an hour. Also make sure that your cap is on the lock position and that your little spout is also locked as well. You'll know that it's locked because it's not the one with all the steam blowing out. It's the circle with the dot inside. So I'm gonna let this cook down for 1 hour, but regardless, I like to cook my barbacoa for the 2 hours because I really like it broken down. So guys, I'm gonna let this one go down for an hour, then I'm gonna restart it up for the second hour. You'll see me press the buttons again, and we're gonna have some beautiful barbacoa. Well, that's the beat we've been waiting for, folks, and that signifies that it's the end of the first hour. So now it's already switched itself off to the keep warm cancel position, so I'm just going to go ahead and cancel out because my goal right now after the first hour of cooking this barbacoa is just to show you guys what it looks like. My opinion, it's ready after the first hour, but I really enjoy it even more after it's cooked 2 full hours. So let me pop this open and I'll show you guys what we got. Alright folks, so the steam is almost released, and just in case you're new to the show, Power Pressure Cooker XL is one of these great items because of the fact that it's got a safety feature built inside that once the steam has fully released, then the pin right here will drop, which will signify that yes, it is safe to open up your vessel. Okay guys, so the pin just dropped right now. I'm going to open it up, show you guys what we have after the first hour. I think it's ready, but I really do prefer it after 2 hours because I really like my meat to be cooked down really well. Let me open this up and show you guys what we got. So as you can see guys, the meat is done. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit out right now for you all, just so I can break it apart and you guys can see what we're working with. But I want it done after 2 hours. That's my goal. So it's really broken down, really easy to bite. Alright folks, so let me go ahead and pull out this first piece right here. And just a little piece of that neck. Yep, it looks delicious. And as you can see, it just falls right off. Falls right off the bone. I mean, it is cooked through, but I really do like my barbacoa really cooked down really well. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and drop it in here for another hour. I'm going to save this piece for myself. But I'm going to go ahead and get this guy going. I'm sorry. You can eat it just like that. So I'm going to go ahead, like I said, put it in for an extra hour. And that's really going to break it down for us one more time. Alright, then we're going to go ahead and go for the chicken again. The chicken meat. And we're going to go all the way to well wild. Well, it's going to be 1 more hour until this is fully done. After that, our barbacoa is going to be delicious. I promise you that, folks. Okay, folks, this is where I like to remove all my barbacoa now. Ooh, and this is just falling apart so beautifully. But I can already see that I do have a couple little bones in here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those. Let me go ahead and grab the second, ooh yes, the second piece of this cachete right here. But look at this folks, it literally just breaks apart. It's that easy. Oh my goodness, this is barely any pressure applied to it whatsoever and it's already falling apart. Alright folks, so as I've mentioned, look at this, it just falls apart. Oh my goodness, this is going to be even easier just to break apart. Make sure you don't get any bones. This is just the best barbacoa that I've ever made in my life. And that's because I would honestly do it with the lengua, 10 out of 10 times. But after, a lot of experimentation, especially with the increase in beef prices, I just looked for a different alternative, found out that the throat was another viable piece of meat they were able to incorporate within your barbacoa. So that's done wonders for my budget as well as for my stomach. So I mean, good out there, and it's a great piece of meat. You just really have to break it down. Follow these simple, easy directions, and it's going to work out for you. I promise you that. So let me go ahead, finish this up, and the barbacoa tacos are going to be here, and I'm going to enjoy them, that's for sure. Alright folks, well there we have it. All of our barbacoa. I mean, this is cooked to perfection. The taste, it's excellent. As long as you follow my steps and the ingredients, you really do not need salt on it. And that's miraculous because every barbacoa that I've ever eaten in my life, you always need to put salt on it. But this is just bursting with flavor. This is ready to go. I'm going to set up these tacos for you guys. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe below. Do it right here, right now. Get in your kitchen, finish this up, feed this to your family. I promise you they're going to love you even more. I swear it. All right, guys, Dining In with Adrian. This has been episode 7. I've had a great time with you guys. I've got one more for you guys for this season, and then I'm going to come at y'all with some more. So hopefully you guys are enjoying what y'all are seeing, and if not, let me know how I can improve it. You know, I'm always open for suggestions. Real fun-loving guy, whatever you want to call it. But Barbacoa time, y'all. So thanks a lot for watching. Stick around because I'm going to prepare these guys in here, and it's going to be a thing of beauty. I promise you that. Well, surprise, surprise. I've got 3 really loaded up tacos right here with barbacoa. And let me just tell you, I barely even made a dent in what I've got. Follow the recipe, you'll be able to feed an army. No joke, I promise you that. Hopefully you guys are enjoying what y'all are seeing. You're going to enjoy what y'all are eating. I know it. This is going to be wonderful. I'm going to get you all the close-ups. Enjoy, because I am. Like right now. Like right now.